All right, a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves, your look at the action here for Saturday, September 26th. Thank you for waiting for me here. It's been a busy night of sports action here, including our Major League Baseball playoffs. Our last football game there went into overtime, and had a great night of fun here for sure, with baseball postseason lingering here, trying to see who's going to be in there. Here we go. We've got proven facts. My guy here and Trevor joining me here to get the show going here for Saturday. I'm going to preview. I wanted to come in. I know I promised as many as 20 games, but you know what? Some of these baseball games still have some meaning here right now at the end of the season. So we got to make sure we're keeping up to date on the baseball action here for Saturday. Make sure we catch all those. We're not going to preview them all, just the ones that have an impact on the postseason. But man, how about some of the college football action there last night with Virginia? Man, they're going to get fined $5 million for storming the field the way they stormed that field after the 46-38 overtime victory. Virginia led 14-0, but hey, they knew how to let Florida State back into the game, and they certainly did. FSU forced overtime with a touchdown with just over 30 seconds remaining in regulation. Seminoles ran the ball for 256 yards and outgained the Wahoos 5-14-40. 6 turnovers in the game. Wasn't pretty, but Virginia did get the win. Hey, we had the over here on Night Moves last night. There was only 84 points scored, so I guess we got that one right. Also, my premium play, oh man, I had TCU plus the points last night over at Tony's here with the picks. Oh man, tough blow there late for me in that one, as I tried to come in there on TCU. Had a +3. I know there's a lot of +2s out there, so my apologies to the subscribers there in that one. But another pretty thrilling game for sure. Sun Devils scored 10 points in the final 150 to pull off the comeback win and get that money from me there. Hey, we did have the under on Night Moves last night, so hopefully the 2 winners were pretty good there with the picks last night. TCU led the game 17-0. Midway through the second quarter, but ASU outgained the Frogs by 500 yards to 270 yards in the game. So a little bit of worry there for TCU, and maybe it ended up a push. If you ended up getting hooked there, I apologize for that. But interesting game. Arizona, they keep rolling at home. That's probably where the way, look, it came right to the number. So one way or the other, but they keep winning at home too right now in Big 12 play. They like the Big 12, does ASU, for sure. And how about the late game here? We were watching it, trying to get ready to get on the air here. Arizona with the late game there with Houston and Oregon State. Game goes overtime, and Houston wins it there by the score of 27, the same score, right? 27-24. Houston gets the win in overtime. Oregon State led 14-10 at halftime and only 17-10 after 3 quarters. Then Houston was the team that needed to come back, and they eventually tied the game and won the game in overtime. Didn't come close to covering there. And, well, yeah, the game, I guess, may have gone right on the number at 48, but it did go overtime, and our pick there was on Houston. They really weren't going to get it done there to cover there yesterday. All right. Major League Baseball, man, some exciting results here. We got to see where we stand right now in the major leagues here going into Saturday's action with some of the big results. The Reds over the Brewers 3-1. So the Reds are tied with the Mets right now for that number 3 wild card spot with their second win in a row. Bullpen was sharp. They got 14 outs, didn't allow a hit. Gavin Lux 2 for 4, scored 2 runs. Reds are there tied now with the Mets, both teams 82 and 78. I believe the Reds do have the tiebreaker over the Mets. Their Mets lost to the Marlins. We said, the Mets find a way to lose these games in this position there a little bit, and it was 6-2 Marlins. Alcantara got a win in his last start of the season. They were down 2-0. They got 6 runs in the 5th inning, and Connor Norby had another pinch hit home run. The Marlins may be not a great team, but they have 9 pinch hit home runs this season, some of them of the late variety. My Padres still trying to chase down those Cubs. Get the win, 7-4. Fernando Tatis returned from illness to hit a grand slam again that broke the game open for Slam Diego. And Luis Ariz, better known as Phony Gwynn, had 4 hits, so they could use Ariz to heat up here. Some inconsistency in the bat. So that loss puts Arizona on the verge of missing the playoffs. They're now 2 games back. Key loss there for Arizona. Red Sox over the Tigers 4-3. So Tigers still 1-game lead there. Astros lost to the Angels yesterday, and the Tigers didn't get the win. Rafael had a walk-off triple off the center field fence. Very exciting play. Red Sox clinched the playoff spot there. It looks like they'll be locked into that number 2, I would guess, there, as Detroit and Cleveland, remain tied atop right now of the Central, 86 and 74. So you still have Houston maybe battling one of those 2 teams that maybe falls out of it, with Houston just 1 game back in the wild card chase. Keeping all this straight, Rangers beat the Guardians 7-3. Alejandro Osuna hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Jack Leiter struck out 10 for Texas. First time the Guardians have lost back-to-back games since September 2nd there. Angels beat the Astros, as we said. Trout homered twice. He's been hot here. 403 home runs now that don't mean anything. Houston led 3-0 in the 4th inning. The Astros are on the verge of missing out. They're 1 game back here, trying to get there right now. Big games here tonight in the major league. So a few other notes there. We talked about PCA last night hitting that home run. He was 4-1 to hit a home run for the Cubs, and he did so. Great job by PCA there. Also for the Dodgers and the Mariners, a little bit of a key game there as well, because the Mariners are trying to chase down those top teams in the American League, and it was the Dodgers getting the 3-2 win in a close game with Sheehan over Kirby there. Late action last night with the Dodgers knocking off the Mariners. So exciting Major League Baseball action for sure there yesterday, and puts us right on the brink of the postseason here with 2 days to go. How about the Phoenix Mercury? They took a 2-1 lead over the Minnesota Lynx in WNBA playoff action last night, 86-74. The Mercury held off the challenge of the Lynx there. And hey, we had the Lynx here on Night Moves last night, didn't we? You bet we did. We had the Mercury. We had the Mercury. Let me start over. We had the Mercury on Night Moves last night, plus those points, +4. We did go over in that Las Vegas and Indiana game. It didn't quite get there, and about 6 points short, as Las Vegas won a key game on the road to take a 2-1 lead. So maybe the Aces are that team after all. Maybe they'll win that 3rd title and stun them here. But will it be the Lynx? Will it be the Mercury? Right now, the Mercury 1 game away from knocking out the Lynx. Mercury are at home next, and Fever, of course, get one more home game as well. So, all right, hopefully you were on the right sides in some of those big games last night. I want to also say we did give out a winner here on Night Moves there last night with a couple of games in the CFL. We had Montreal over Calgary. They won it by 18. We said lay the 4 points, and we went with Toronto last night plus 7.5. Went down to 6 by kickoff. Still won. BC won it by 5 there yesterday. And hey, are you guys watching the final right now? The grand final is about to end here, and the Brisbane Lions are going to return and win the title again here in the AFL right now. Just seconds left in the game, and Brisbane all over Geelong Cats, 91-50 in the AFL grand final, just about over. Geelong crushed them and held them to just 50 points. Should have known to go under, man. Those games in Melbourne cricket grounds, it doesn't matter how good the teams are. It seems like it always goes under, doesn't it? At least 2/3 of the time when they play in the Melbourne cricket grounds. All right. Thanks for joining me here, everybody, on Night Moves. I'm going to preview some of the action here right now for Saturday, including, I think I may have 10 or a dozen college football. I didn't count them. I just picked the best, hopefully the best games for you folks. And let's get to the action here right now on Saturday in college football. So hopefully that'll be enough games. You got all of Tony's great videos lined up there, but I want to get you caught up on these moves here as we head into the action on Saturday here in probably the best week of college football so far this season, and one of the best of the season for sure. So let's get started, shall we? And go first with Notre Dame taking on Arkansas. Here we'll get rolling on our big noon kickoffs here right now, and take a look at the action here. And these lines were typed in a while ago, so you'll actually get to see, I don't know if it's real time, but I'll be updating these lines throughout to show you how the line move has gone probably over the last few days here when I started prepping for this week's show for sure. But right now I think it's 5 and 63.5. I don't think there's much movement here. If anything, the move has been to Arkansas. Notre Dame did open up here about as high as 6 here, and the total here 63.5. I'd say that's right about where it maybe been a little bit higher, but the sharp books opened it lower. So I think we're just seeing a meeting of the total here at 63.5, 64 or so in this one, with Notre Dame taking on Arkansas here on Saturday. Hey, the games get better. Don't get on me here. Just because I like to cover the Irish every chance I get on these shows. You got to talk, a little secret here. You got to talk Notre Dame if you want people to watch, okay? Notre Dame's just 1-2. I get it, but they lost to Miami 27-24 and lost to Texas A&M in that thriller 41-40. They did pound Purdue 56-30 last game, so they crushed them. Notre Dame, though, is having some problems pass defense wise, allowing 330 yards in the past 2 games overall. For Notre Dame, all 3 of their games have gone over the total here so far. Freeman is 5-2 against the spread as a road favorite. Not many, right? But I'm sure more road favorite spots will come for Notre Dame. For Arkansas here, they've lost their last 2 games actually coming in. They're 2-2 right now coming into this one. They got a veteran quarterback in there in Green. All 3 of Arkansas's games have gone over the total so far as well. This is the first meeting in 25 years between these 2 programs here, whatever you want to say about them. So, hey, let's just get it started off with a big noon kickoff here between Notre Dame and Arkansas. Here on Saturday. I want to hear from you in the chat. Tell me what you like in this one between the Hogs and the Fighting Irish. Both teams need a win for sure. A loss here is going to knock them out of the playoffs, out of the new playoffs. They cannot lose really from here. Notre Dame's defense is, they're ranked about 120th, allowing 32 points per game, and you have an Arkansas team that ranks number 5 in yards per play at 8.1 yards, and number 8 averaging 552 yards per game. So you got to like the Hogs here, don't you? The Hogs could easily be 4-0, but fumbled the ball on each of their last 2 drives of the game in the last 2 games. So this is the kind of game where Pittman has his team ready to go here, and I've got Arkansas to cover here, probably win this one. I like the Hogs in this one on Night Moves. All right. Want to keep you posted here on some late moves, some overnight moves here. We're seeing some steam come in right now on a baseball game between St. Louis and the Cubs. This one moving higher right now. It was 9. And man, we hit that 4-1. Hope you had the home run prop there yesterday, that obvious one with PCA. We saw the Cubs actually win the game 12-1 yesterday. So right now, the total, though, has gone up here for sure, maybe to 9 flat in the game between St. Louis and the Cubs tomorrow. Okay, let's keep it going here, though, in college football so I don't mess up my executive producer. I want to say hello to Goon Collector. Hey, Goon Collector. Hey, Goon, nice to see you. This is where we do the work in the middle of the night here. And Kurt, want to thank my buddy Kurt here. He says Louisiana gets the win against Marshall today. That's the coverage, Kurt, because I don't have that one lined up for a preview. Thank you, my friend, for giving us a pick there in that one. I'll note it there. You can see your plays in the chat. Just go ahead and comment. I'm all about the interaction. That's what hopefully Night Moves will become about. And I can try to be cool here instead of having a roll off a bunch of stats I'll show. I want to hear from you in the chat and interact with me with your picks on Night Moves. All right, let's keep it going here with early action in college football. Man, we've got a hot one lined up, and it might be a body clock game here for the USC Trojans going on here to Champaign-Urbana, taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini here in this one. But it looks like you just see, come on, it's going to be favored here in this one by 7. And the total 61 for SC coming in. They're 4-0, 2-0 in the Big Ten so far. They've won at Purdue 33-17. So far in their 2 conference wins, they've scored 78 points and had almost 1,000 yards of total offense in the big game so far. And, well, Jordan Mayaba, he might be all that. USC might have we think they do have a quarterback, and maybe he is even better than what we've seen so far for Mayaba. Now, Riley is terrible in this role, 3-10 against the spread as a road favorite at SC, 9-22 against the spread as a road favorite. Under Riley, SC is 12-18 against the spread in Big Ten games. So 3 of the 4 games for SC have gone over the total. Illinois lost their Big Ten opener to Indiana 63-10. That was supposed to be a grudge match there, but Indiana's something special. People still don't realize that, I think. But Illinois beat Duke 45-19, beat Western Michigan 38-0 coming in. They got a veteran quarterback in Altmaier, but come on, I got SC to rock here in this one. Bielema, look, he's pretty good in conference games for sure in his career, over 500 as home dogs in conference games, in games coming off a loss. There's over 500 in all those, not by much, but kind of a good roll, I guess I would say, for SC. For SC there in that one. For Illinois here, like I said, I think their deal here right now is maybe just still a little bit overmatched. Yeah, it's going to be a early start here in Illinois for SC, but I'm still going to take them. Give me SC here, minus the points, minus the 7 on the road against Illinois in this one. And Kurt says that the Louisiana lost that game to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan seems pretty hot today right now on the old Sharpo meter with the Sharps here. And also he says he's surprised SC actually isn't higher than this one. So that makes me feel good. I'll take SC here in this one. All right, thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Those are the noon starts. Let's kind of move along here and go to the big time action of the 3:30 Eastern and 12:30 Pacific starts here right now, and get it rolling here with, let me see if I got want to make sure I got it. I'm trying to get it here in rotation order for you guys. So that's the way I like it anyway. So Let's make sure I got it right here with LSU here on the road taking on Ole Miss. And you got Ole Miss favored in this one right now by 1.5. Total is up here to 57.5. Definitely a move to the over here in this one between LSU and Ole Miss. Here, the steam actually came in on LSU in this game. LSU, though, they opened the sharp books a 1-point favorite. Some books opened even 2.5, but seems like by the time the market settled, Ole Miss was a 1.5-point favorite, and it's kind of stayed there for the most part. Few square offshore books do have this one as high as 2 or 2.5 here, coming in with LSU taking on Ole Miss. Let's take a look at these two teams a little bit here in this one. For LSU here, they come in 4-0, 1-0 in the SEC. They beat Clemson 17-10. They beat Florida 20-10 in their SEC game. Great quarterbacking from Nussmeier, of course. LSU on the road, they are 21 Kelly's 21-13 against the spread as a road underdog. Ole Miss pounded Georgia State 63-7. They also won at Kentucky 30-23 for a conference win. Simmons looks like the man. He looks great back there. He's 33 of 55 for 576 yards. He looks comfortable back there. I think Kiffin's got his man, even though Ole Miss hasn't been great in conference games. LSU has won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two, including the last 2 meetings here in Oxford, 55-49 and 31-17. This series has gone over in 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. So we'll see here with LSU. This is a closely rated game here, and LSU on the road here. All right, I'm going to make my call here. I've got some comments in the chat. Thank you very much. Ole Miss for Goon Collector. I like that, Goon Collector. All right, and one more here with Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. Really pleasure to have you here. You can help me out. I'm trying to get everyone kind of used to putting the plays in. You know how I like to do it interact with the audience. Fans. I hope they're fans, but Kurt says he likes LSU kind of to get it done here in this one. I'm actually taking Ole Miss in this game. I'm going to take the Rebs here to win on Night Moves. I think I like Simmons in there at quarterback. I think that's kind of the advantage maybe I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Nussmeier has all that experience and certainly has looked pretty good here, but I'm going to go ahead and take Ole Miss in this one over the Tigers. All right, next up, Goon Collector. Yes, says LSU, not necessarily a great performance last week. All right, next one here right now, going over college football for Saturday, and I've got next one up here, another 12:30 Eastern start with, oh man, I already went out of order here. See? Well, that's all right. I've got Indiana going up against Iowa here, and look, Indiana, that was a big-time performance, and you're going to Iowa here, I get it. Iowa at home. Line here is up to 9 here at some outlets, and the total is actually dropped here to 47. Like I said, Indiana is there's something special still. I know we're trying to, they're not a fluke or anything like that. They're just not up there with the top powerhouses because this is kind of not a flash in the pan, but just a flash in time, if you will, that Indiana with this coach under Signetti's just become real strong and bringing in a good quarterback. And Fernando Mendoza was a Heisman candidate here right now. Hoosiers won their their 1A games 27-14, 56-9, 63-10. We mentioned they ran for 312 yards for crying out loud against Illinois last week. So Signetti Not very often is he a road favorite, but he is here. He's 3-0 as a road favorite at Indiana. 9-2 as a road favorite in his career. He's also 19-7 against the spread in Big Ten games. 10-3 against the spread, coming in off of a win. Indiana's gone over in 3 straight. Coming in for the Hawkeyes, they won at Rutgers 38-28, but they lost at Iowa State 16-13. They did throw for 330 yards against Iowa last week. The Hawkeyes are just 1-3 against the spread as a home underdog, but they are 20-8 long term as a road underdog. That they've been strong in that role under Kirk Ferentz, and he is 34-24 against the spread as an underdog overall. The Hawkeyes have won 8 of the last 9 in this series, but the teams have not met in 14 years. So over 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams, but I'm not sure it matters for me here at this point. I like Indiana to rock again here over Iowa. I know we're laying up to 9 here right now, so I'll take it on Night Moves as our play here. I think Indiana can get a double-digit win over Iowa here. Kurt does like the under here in this one. That's where the move has gone, right, from 49-47. Like I said, Iowa is putting up a good amount of offense. I noted that, Iowa's usually got strong tight ends, but so far the best of the bunch hasn't emerged necessarily. Whoops! We've got problems here on Night Moves. Okay. Just wanted to keep my tweet deck up here in case there's any breaking news tonight. Okay. Get you some of the injuries as well. All right, give me Indiana here over Iowa. Next up, we're still here at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, and we've got Auburn taking on Texas A&M. And a couple of marquee teams here for sure, but A&M favored in this one by 6. Was favored by 6, and the total 51. Right now we're looking at 7 and 52, it feels like right now in this one, with A&M here favored. And this total maybe has gone up here just a bit. The widely reported steam came in on the under in this game. It was as high as 52.5, but right now I'm even seeing some 53s out there, 53.5 at a couple of books. So maybe I better put at least 52.5. That's kind of the median here right now. And let's take a look at this one with Auburn taking on A&M. Here on Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, with the Aggies here at home up against the Tigers. All right, let me catch up to my notes here in this one. For Auburn, they lost their conference opener last week to Oklahoma, 24-17. They've been fine on offense here so far. They've scored 111 points in those 3 wins. With Jackson Arnold looking pretty good here. Started 10 games, of course, at OU and has been in here right now. Sure, they lost that game to OU facing his old team there last week, but they did rush for just 67 yards last week against Oklahoma. Was a little bit of a problem. Auburn also just 3-5 as a road underdog under Hugh Freeze so far. For undefeated A&M under Coach Elko, they are just 2-6 against the spread as a home favorite. Aggies are 7-11 against the spread when coming in off of a win. Also, the teams have split their last 6 games in the series. Auburn lost 27-10 and 20-3 in their last 2 visits here to A&M. It's kind of been a lost situation here. So let's see what you guys have in this one. Auburn taking on A&M here in this one. And if you guys got something in the chat, let me know, and I'll get it on the screen there and want to hear from you on Night Moves. Here we go. All right. Goon Collector says books aren't scared of that under action, and Yeah, I'm probably with Kurt here actually right now. It just feels like it's kind of a high number a little bit, but we're a little bit worried about Auburn offensively if they can't get the run game going here. Auburn's just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, but A&M's 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. Although they do usually win their home games for sure. A&M's gone over in 5 of their last 6, but Auburn's gone under in 4 of their last 5 and under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road here coming into this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the under here in this one with Texas A&M and Auburn, my play here on Night Moves. All right. And I love Auburn too, Kurt. I've been a big Auburn fan. I've been an Auburn fan probably since the days of remember Ronnie Brown. Remember the Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams teams? Man, that got me excited about Auburn footballs. Running a sports bar, and the Tigers fans would come in there, and you can learn to like a team when you meet some nice people. Okay, let's keep it going here right now on Night Moves and keep the action going here as we kind of move towards later in the card right now. Going to move to some evening action here, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, with Arizona taking on Iowa State, and more Big 12 action here with the Cats on the road taking on the Cyclones here, and the Cyclones favored in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on Arizona here, but right now the line is 5 and 48.5. So there's that move, definitely on Arizona here, a 1.5 move or so. The game opened as high as 7 actually. So yeah, a little bit of a move on Arizona for sure on that widely reported steam for Iowa State here. Also the total dropping here to 48.5 right now. So total, the steam came in on the under here as well. That AFL's final is in. Brisbane 122. It goes over actually. Brisbane 122. Geelong 75. So it did go over after all. The fourth quarter featured 90 points. In the fourth quarter, 59-31 as Brisbane pulls away and wins the AFL championship for the second straight year. Oh, wait, anyways, I'm talking about Arizona and Iowa State. I know my producer gets upset when I cross the sports up, but let me get into it here with the Wildcats taking on the Cyclones here in Iowa City. And here we go. For Arizona, they beat Hawaii 40-6. They also beat Kansas State 23-17. Iowa ran for 234 yards against K-State. Got a pretty good quarterback here, a veteran quarterback in Fafita for Arizona. They're 14-26 against the spread as a road dog, and under Brennan here so far, 12 and Brennan is 34-29 in conference games against the spread, but Arizona just 7-11 against the spread. Last 18 coming off a win for Iowa State. And quarterback Anthony Beck, they've won their last 3 games by 3 points, and 8 points. It's been close for sure for Iowa State in those games. For Coach Campbell here, the Cyclones are 12-8 against the spread in their last 20 Big 12 games. Iowa State's gone under against all 3 of their FBS opponents so far. These 2 teams have not met since the year 2000. So Iowa State here favored in this one. You can make a pick if you want in the chat between these 2 teams today, with Arizona on the road here taking on Iowa State. Good game here in the Big 12. Hopefully these are some good games you're interested in on Saturday. Giving you a little preview here. Arizona's just 5-10 against the spread in their last 15 games overall. Iowa State's been doing a good job, winning 8 of their last 9 at home, and coming in here pretty hot right now. Let's see what you have in the chat between Arizona and Iowa State. And Kurt says, I'll be taking Iowa State tomorrow, laying those points. One of his big plays tomorrow. Thank you, Kurt. Really appreciate you chiming in with your plays here in the chat. All right, I got to make my call here in this one with Arizona and Iowa State. in this game. And man, for me, I got to go with another under here in this one. Give me the under here. Arizona's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games, and I'll kind of chase that steam a little bit here on Night Moves. Give me the under with Arizona and Iowa State. Hey, Lex Steele is here, and good to see Lex in the chat. Yeah, these games are being played on Saturday, Lex. This is college football Saturday here, and I'm joining you here on a Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 a.m. Pacific here on Night Moves. All right, we got some big games coming up here. And let's get into it right now with, I think we got the late action coming in with the monster games right now. Let's go to it. Oregon and Penn State. Hey, you might not need me. You can comment in the chat here in this one. But Penn State favored here by 3.5. The total 52.5. The blockbuster matchup of the weekend here. Between these two, Oregon comes in 4-0. They've won their 3 FBS games by a combined score of 144-24 so far. So, look, Oregon, they're looking pretty good here with Moore right now in there at quarterback. Oregon, they're not a road dog too often, but here they are. In fact, out of the pandemic, they've been a road dog just 5 times and gone 4-1 against the spread. All 3 of those under Lanning. In their 3 wins against FBS teams, Oregon is averaging 256 yards rushing per game. Penn State defeated Nevada 46-11. They shut out FIU 34-0 for their FBS wins. For Aller here, they've got a veteran quarterback as well. Does a pretty good job. Penn State 16-9 against the spread. Last 25 as a home favorite. Also 36-25 as a home favorite under Franklin. We know he likes to cover the spread, but can he do it here? He has to win this game before he covers the spread here in this one. Last year, Oregon beat Penn State in the Big 12 title game 45-37 as a 3.5-point favorite. And can they return the favor? Ironically, this is a first meeting in 25 years for these two teams as well. Let's see what you guys have here in the chat, but I know what I'm doing. And maybe I've got a little West Coast bias, but let me hear from you guys. Oregon here, they've won 18 of their last 19. They're 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. Penn State's won 16 of their last 19 and won 6 straight at home, but they've only covered 1 of their last 5 games overall. Oregon's gone over in 5 of their last 7, while Penn State's gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. I've got the Oregon Ducks, baby. Let's do it. I'm taking Oregon here to win. I'll take the 3.5. That's how we're going to do it here on Night Moves. But let's sprinkle that money line with Oregon tomorrow. Maybe a 25-75 type of play. If you know what I mean, I'm going to take the Ducks on the road to get it done. I think Kurt's going to be with me here on Oregon. All right, I've got a couple of more here. We're going to have to get into some baseball before we go. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. But like I said, I was going to do a few more football games, and my apologies, but I do want to make sure we do a complete job with the baseball as well here. And we've got more late night action here on the Alabama and Georgia with an 8 p.m. start, or 7:30 p.m. start Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. And oh boy, anybody believe in those trappy games here? I'm not about the trappy games. I think it's more line mistakes or maybe handicapper mistakes. Maybe the public makes a mistake here. But you kind of look at this one with Georgia favored by, I don't want to say only 3.5, but Georgia comes in 3-0. They beat Marshall 45-7, but they beat Tennessee 44-41. Tennessee's looked pretty good. Georgia has gained over almost 1,000 yards in their 2 FBS games so far. Got a pretty good-looking quarterback in Stockton. Georgia, terrible as a home favorite for sure, just 8-17 against the spread, but sometimes against those SEC foes that are below them, they're bigger favorites than this. Smart can't sell you on it, 19-33 ATS as a home favorite. in his career. Dogs are just 5-17 against the spread when coming in off of a win. Alabama's won 9 of the last 10 games in this series. Alabama hasn't actually come to Athens in 10 years. So I got Georgia in this one, fam. I'll lay it here -3.5 tonight. I'm going to take the dogs over Alabama to finally get one here a little bit and maybe put a little bit, I don't want to say a beat down on them here for sure. Alabama's actually covered 6 of their last 9 games overall. Like I said, they kind of own the series a little bit, having covered 4 out of the last 5. But you know what? I had high aspirations for Alabama, and they've kind of gone out the window here a little bit. It'd be a surprise to me if Alabama jumped up and won this game here. All right. Georgia's won 20 straight games at home, by the way. And Kurt likes Georgia as well to rock here in this one. Maybe over, too. All right. Thank you to Kurt. You're saving the day here on Night Moves, Kurt. Trying to show everyone how I like to have people interact with me here on the chat. You've seen Tony do it on the morning show, and that's how I like to do it as well. Okay, got one more here I'm going to look at in college football, and then we'll rattle off some of the baseball here on Saturday. We've got a matchup here between BYU and Colorado here in Boulder. How about that? With BYU, a road favorite here at -6.5 here. This one actually 6.5, 49.5 here at 10:15 Eastern, 7:15 Pacific. Now this one has seen the total also moving up here to 49.5 on some widely reported steam here in this one. But let's see what you guys think tonight with BYU on the road. They come in 3-0. They beat Stanford 27-23. They beat East Carolina 34-13. We saw East Carolina with that incredible game last night. How about that walk-on kid? They gave him a chance to run a fake field goal, and he did it. I wondered why they were so excited. Kid was a walk-on player, and they got him a touchdown. My gosh, that was terrific. BYU, pretty opportunistic so far, +5 in turnovers in their FBS games so far. Got a strong quarterback here in Bachmeier. So far, 42 of 63, 500 yards of passing offense, 4 touchdowns, no picks. BYU's 4-2 against the spread. Their last 6 on the road, 9-3 against the spread. Last 12 coming in off of a win. For Colorado, they haven't been looking too good on offense in those losses, managing just 20 points, but they're averaging 34 points in their wins so far this season. When they lose, they do give up a ton of rushing offense, and that's got to be of a concern against a BYU team. But you know what? Colorado went to Staub, and I think that's the right move. Here, Colorado already 4-0 against the spread this season. The games that they lost, they actually covered, if I'm not mistaken. Sanders is actually 9-5 as an underdog with Colorado, and 4-1 as a home dog. Sanders is 13-6 in conference games with Colorado. We can make fun of them all we want, but Colorado, 2 years with 2 years here, +24 in turnovers. Last year, BYU beat Colorado in the Alamo Bowl, but Colorado had already checked out, right? 36-14, and that was their first meeting in 25 years. I've got Colorado here to win this one. I'm taking Colorado plus the points against BYU. Let the haters hate on Dion. We'll take the money. All right, a few here. Thank you, Kurt. Hey, your plays are just as important as mine here. And Kurt says he likes BYU on the money line. Hey, that's going to do it. If you have a request on college football, I'll try to fulfill it here of any of your games. But, hey, join me tomorrow over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'll have my best bets in college football tomorrow. Check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, and then get signed up over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine. tomorrow over at Tony's. I'll have packages for the afternoon card, or the early card, if you will, and then I'm going to come in with another 3-pack at least on the late card. Go over to Tony'sPicks.com, check out the handicapper leaderboards. Let's see who did well. We got to look at Solo here for sure. A 5-1 day on Friday. Let's see how Solo got it done. 2 winners in the WNBA, 2 winners in Major League Baseball. Look at his card all loaded up. He had the Phoenix Mercury plus those points at home. He was like me there riding that TCU push, but he had the Aces to roll. He also had the Red Sox to get it done there against the Tigers, and he had the over like me in that Florida State Virginia game. And good job, Solo. He also had the over in the White Sox and the Nationals game. So great job, Solo. Go to the upcoming tab, and you can see all the picks in chronological order. Ron Crawford's loaded up with a KBO game. If you're watching live, that goes off in 15 minutes. He's got soccer tomorrow. It's a big day of soccer action around the world, including Major League Soccer here domestically, but a huge card tomorrow around the world, including action in the EPL on Saturday, as well as action in Bundesliga, League One as well tomorrow. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code. Look at all the picks lined up. We saw Higgs there going 3-0 on Friday as well. So check it out over at Tony's Picks. Remember, all of our short day packages are profit guaranteed. You must show a profit on those 3 packs and higher on those guaranteed plays too. Otherwise, you'll get credits back to your account. You can use them with another handicapper or go right back to the same handicapper. And we always want you to have a winning experience here at Tony'sPicks.com. So appreciate you listening to that. And let's go now to some action here in Major League Baseball on Saturday. We'll take a look at the biggest matchups here. And let's go. Yeah, Kyle Hendricks, 8 Ks there, says Kurt, in his final game there in the major leagues. Great job. All right, let's go to baseball right now and the important games for sure. I've got the lines right here, right now. So let's take a look where we stand in the American League, going chronological order. Just the games that have an impact on the postseason will be covered here, but we've got the Orioles and Sugano taking on the Yankees and Cam Schlittler. Schlittler minus 220 here, total 8.5 over at minus $1.25 in this one. The Yankees are going to be a pretty big favorite here, of course, with Schlittler going up here against Sugano. And the Yankees did take it out on him. You know, the Yankees actually could be, at this point, kind of revving up. It feels like here for the postseason, even against a little bit of a nemesis, if you will, in the Orioles. Certainly able to play a little bit of spoiler, but the Yankees crushed them yesterday. Schlittler comes in with a 3.27 ERA, 1.30 whip, a 230 batting average against here. In this one for Sugano, he's 10-9, 9-18 to the under is Sugano this season. 4.6 ERA, 276 batting average against, and a 280 BABIP here in this one. So, big favorite. What can you do, or what are you willing to do here with the Yankees? Possibly lay that run line here? Do you think they just keep it going here right now, considering they're standing here tied with the Blue Jays? Remember, Blue Jays do hold that tiebreaker, 2 games left in the season here right now. So important game still for the Yankees. I'll go to the total because I think might be just too easy to, I don't necessarily want the Orioles. I don't know if I even want the Yankees here at the price. It just feels like it's probably checked up a little bit. Everyone thinking it will be the Yankees here, getting the win against an easier opponent anyway. Hey, Orioles can spoil here a little bit, but will they do it here on Saturday with just 2 games left here right now in the regular season? I'm going to go over in this one. Yankees continue to pound is what I'm going to say here on Night Moves. All right, and thanks to Mr. Wetker. Mr. Wesker is a good friend of ours here, joining us in the chat. And Kurt going over for me. Westers is working on his night moves. Oh, I'm not supposed to sing it. And he says the Orioles bats here have been ice cold here of late. Yep, and that's not great when you're trying to maybe play a little spoiler here right now. But you look at what these Orioles have done here over the past month, barely hitting over 215 right now. And Sugano hasn't been that great here of late. Schlittler's been certainly okay here, and I think the Yankees can probably do it, probably pound their way to the victory here. And I'm sure the total will probably be up to 9 under tomorrow. All right. Okay, next up, got to keep it going with teams involved here in the playoff push, if you will. And I think the Cubs here are battling with San Diego. They're really in charge here right now for that home field advantage, that 3-game set that is going to take place here. The top 2 division winners in each league receive byes to the division series. The other 4 teams in each league, the third division winner and the 3 wild cards, play the best of 3 wild card series. The higher seed hosts all 3 games. So let's go to it here right now and take a look here. We're still trying to determine if the Padres or the Cubs will host the 3-game series. So a little bit to play for here anyway, and worth discussing this one with McGreevy going up against Jameson Taillon. For McGreevy here, he's 8-3 with a 4.45 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 292 batting average against. For Taillon here, 10-7 record. Cubs are 12-10 with Taillon on the mound, a 1.06 WHIP, 228 batting average against. For the Cardinals here coming into this one, playing out the string here. They were alive there for sure towards the end of the season, but they did lose 8 of their last 11 on the road. They've lost 6 of their last 9 to the Cubs. Cubs have dropped 6 of their last 8 overall. Cubs have gone over in 13 of their last 18 games in the series and have gone over in 7 of their last 8 games at home here, and 7 of the last 8 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over. I'm going over here. This price is gone up. I'll call it 9.5. I've seen it going up to 9.5 here at a few books. You might be able to get 9 over 20, 9 over 25 here, but I'm going to go another over for me here on Night Moves. All right. Kurt's going to pass. And next up, we've got the Rays on the road taking on the Blue Jays here with Yesavage going here for the Blue Jays. Yesavage looked okay here for sure. He certainly got a pretty good fastball in his minor league career here, but he's made it to the majors here and been pitching in some pretty high leverage games here at this time here right in now at the end of the season. Blue Jays tied with the Yankees. Like we said, they have that tiebreaker, but 2 starts so far, 5 ERA, and 1 good start and 1 not so great. Blue Jays won the game there last night. Boyle comes in, 8 starts, 4.4 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 209 batting average against coming into this one. Let's see what you have still. Blue Jays here are definitely $1.55 right now. 8.5 under 20. That definitely looks like the current line. So let's see if you guys have something in the chat here with the Rays taking on Toronto. Rays have actually won 11 of the last 15 meetings between the two. Tampa Bay's lost 5 of their last 7 overall. Toronto's gone under in 14 of their last 20 games coming into this one. They've also gone under in 4 of their last 5 games against Tampa Bay coming in. Toronto's won 6 of their last 8 at home. Tampa Bay's lost 4 of their last 5 on the road and 5 of their last 7 games overall in this one. So let's see here if you guys go to the chat here. Oh. And Mr. Wesker says the Rays have been under the radar, playing pretty good here down the stretch. It did seem like they were playing well, but felt like they were playing better at home, didn't it, Mr. Weskers? there. I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to play Toronto on the run line here, I think. Kurt says Tampa Bay and Toronto should be a home run kind of day here. He likes the over in this one. And for me, I'm going to take Toronto here on the run line on Saturday on Night Moves. All right. Seems like every game has something to play for here at this point, but I think I skipped one here to go to the next one. The Red Sox, we know that they've clinched right now. I think that they actually are. Nothing's been determined because they still, if you look at the current postseason picture with the Red Sox here and the Blue Jays and the Yankees, Red Sox have kind of locked in their spot, but we just don't know if it's the Yankees or the Blue Jays there. So kind of, let me see here. I don't think we need to preview it, but let me go through it. I've got the line here for sure, and I think I might have skipped the old Mets game. We can't do that. We can't be forgetting that one with Holmes and Perez. I was waiting till the last minute on some of these to see which games might not be necessary, and I think we might have run into one here. But let me cover it here real quick. All right. Let's see, actually the Tigers in the game. Let me see here. I think the Tigers are probably going to end up with a bullpen game here against the Red Sox in game number 2. I'm showing right now Chris Paddock as the potential pitcher here, and that doesn't sound real promising, quite frankly. And the Red Sox here, I don't show any book actually putting the line quite up yet. Let me do a little more research here. You guys are counting on me here to get these lines up, but I'm not really seeing anything just yet in an important game for sure with the Tigers here with their positioning. Let me go to it. There we go. All right, so I'm still looking. I'm looking at all my books and all my devices and trying to see if there's any books out there that have kind of listed this game yet. But we're just not quite seeing it here yet with the Red Sox and the Tigers here today. So, don't want to make a call here necessarily. I knew we'd have this problem a little bit here. Important game for Detroit. They're going to be throwing the kitchen sink here, it looks like, with Paddock here going, and maybe the Red Sox do have a little bit of a breather here in this one, but the Tigers would still have to come in here on the road. Red Sox won yesterday's game, obviously. They weren't swayed by the situation here in that 4-3 victory as Harrison got the win there over Mize. I want to take the Red Sox. I just don't know the line here yet. I expect them to be maybe a slight favorite here in this game. So I'll just leave it at that. And Kurt says maybe they'll be desperate with Skubal here. And if Paddock goes 5 innings, I think we've got a story here. Kurt says Detroit still fighting for that playoff berth. Are you right? I mean, they might back in there. The Astros just might let them back in there a little bit, but I don't trust them at all. And I'm gonna go with the Red Sox here on the show. We don't know the line. I don't think they're going to be massive favorites here, but if I may, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Red Sox as my play here on Night Moves. Next up is the Mets. I think I might have a little time error here. But we've got the Mets taking on. We got the Mets here taking on the Marlins with Clay Holmes on the mound here in this one. He's up against Yuri Perez. And look, we already saw the Marlins crush them 6-2. The Marlins already crushed the Mets' dreams, it feels like, every single time when they get into this situation. So we do know that right now the Mets are breathing and are tied with the Reds. Arizona probably toast right now. They're going to need to win them all and then have these teams probably lose them all, if I'm not mistaken. So important game here for the Mets. And they lost yesterday, and Yuri Perez is coming in, and he's no joke. Perez comes in here with a 4.20 ERA, 104 WHIP, but a 197 batting average against, and a 2.39 BABIP, which shows that he may be pitching in a little bit of tough luck this year. He's 7-5, 11-8 are the Marlins with Perez. For Clay Holmes, it's been a solid season. 30 starts, 3.66 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, 247 batting average against coming in. The Mets here have lost 5 of their last 6 against Miami. Miami's actually won 12 of their last 15 games coming into this one. I don't trust the Mets here. This is where the Marlins get off, if you know what I mean. The Mets are already up to $1.37 here at one of the big boys, one of the big U.S. books here right now. So you're going to get some great value here with Miami. And I'm taking Miami in this one. Give me the Marlins here with Yuri Perez at home against the Mets. I've got the Marlins. All right. Mr. Westers likes the Mets because of Holmes. And also, Mr. Westers, Miami's practicing their night moves. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate your guys' contribution. All right. Next up. Yeah, Giants are out. Oh, thank you, Kurt. Yeah, Giants are out. Sorry, Giants. Yeah, that's why we skipped the Colorado-San Francisco game already. All right, next up, we've got the Twins taking on the Phillies here in this one. We got the Phillies certainly battling it out here a little bit with the Brewers, are a game back right now for that overall top spot. They can still do it here with Ranger Suarez taking on Micah Bell and the Twins here in this one with the Phillies. Going to be a big $2 favorite here right now, and the total 8.5 over 20. Call it $1.95 or so with these two. But let's see how you have it with the Micah Bell. Oops. A Bell here in this one, 8 starts, 2-4 record, 7.36 ERA, 1.67 the WHIP, 292 batting average against. For Ranger Suarez, the Phillies are 16-9 with Suarez on the mound, 3.12 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. 313 BABIP, not terrific, but still the Phillies 14-3 in their last 17 at home, 12-5 in their last 17 overall. They were playing long ball last night. Were the Phillies in that home game? They had a couple of big bombs there and won the game 3-1. How about the man who got the home run ball for the Phillies and then his date there? I could have been his sister, I don't know, but the woman there said, "Throw the ball back." And the guy had to throw the ball back. So what are you going to do when that woman tells you to? It wasn't Karen Philly. It wasn't Philly's Karen. It was another Phillies fan. She was there with the man at the game. You throw the ball back. That's the way you do it. That wasn't Philly's Karen. That was a Phillies fan. She said, "Throw that ball back." That was when the Twins hit their solo home run. That actually made it 1-1 at the time. Phillies went on for the 3-1 win, and they're $1.95 favorite here right now. So let's see what you got here in the chat, if anything, here with Minnesota and the Phillies. A little bit of an important game for the Phils coming in. Twins have lost 7 of their last 10. Twins have gone under in 7 straight. Minnesota's gone under also in 5 straight on the road. Phillies have gone over in 12 of their last 16 games coming into this one. But let's see what you have here. I see a few members of the chat ringing in. And Mr. Weskers, me too. I'm a little bit worried about how good these Phillies have looked here. And let's see, Kurt says the Cleveland matchup says they're still tied. Could be a big game there. A big series for these two teams, Detroit and Boston. Texas, Cleveland coming up next. And will Philly rest their players? I think that Philly still has a chance to get that number 1 seed. So that sounds important. I don't think you want to play the Brewers on the road, but you still would have to probably win the last 2 here. And, you got a team you can do it against. So, all right, I better make my call here in this one between the Twins and the Phillies. Man, the Phillies are playing well. They got the run line there again yesterday in the game. So, I got to take them here. I'm going to go run line with the Phillies here. Lay the 1.5 on Night Moves. And the Phillies on that run line tomorrow are at -1.5 at even money. That works for me. I'll try the Phillies here on the run line. All right, we got a few more here. Important games in Major League Baseball. Thank you for joining me late here on Night Moves. We've got the Rangers taking on the Guardians. There they are, the Guardians, and Cantillo here for the Rangers and Jacob Latz. He's got a 2-0 record in 7 starts, 32 appearances, 2.8 ERA, 1.25 the whip, 268 BABIP coming in for Cantillo, 12 starts, 3.21 ERA, 223 batting average against, and a 287 BABIP coming into this one. For the Rangers here, they've been really woeful at the plate here of late over the last week. Barely hitting over 150 right now. They mailed it in a couple of weeks ago, if not longer. Guardians here haven't been hitting too well either here, just about 225 or so in the past week. And Tio has been hot coming in here right now, and Cleveland needs this game, obviously. Pretty reasonable price here at $1.55, and I'm going to take Cleveland here in this one at I'm going to have to lay the run line here at -1.5 at plus 145. I think I'll still take Cleveland to do it and even cover a run line here against Texas on Saturday night. Thank you for Mr. Weskers in the chat. He says the Rangers bullpen still doing a pretty good job. They're out here trying pretty hard here late this season. And also, let's see here. Kurt says Cleveland's got that tiebreaker over Detroit, and Cleveland should rebound after losing there to Texas last night. Yeah, Texas was able to get that win 7-3. Jack Leiter was really tough, as we mentioned, in that game. So I am going to take Cleveland for a bounce back in this one. All right, the Cincinnati Reds are in a battle here right now with the New York Mets, and we mentioned the Brewers they're still in a situation as well, 1 game ahead of Philadelphia. So the Reds and the Mets are tied here right now for those last 2 spots coming in, and Arizona kind of breathing down their necks here a little bit with an outside chance still going into the last games here at this time. The D-backs are still alive. All right, for Abbott, for Awesome Abbott here for the Reds, a 2.8 ERA in 22 starts, a 9-7 record, 1.15 whip, 234 batting average against, and a 277 BABIP for Gasser here. 1 start, 6 ERA. Look, the Brewers, you want to say that they're interested in this number 1 spot, but they're having to go with some other pitchers here right now. I was raving about the Brewers and how they're always seem to have a good starter, a good front-level starter. I know those guys are resting a bit here. Mizorowski was actually, I believe, slated for this spot, and could be an opener here, actually. Probably should try to check it here, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging here right now. And you got Gasser here at $1.50-ish. And total 7.5 over at -115.
Steam play.
All right. And Mizorowski will be coming in to this game in long relief after Gasser. So that means Freddie Peralta will probably go Sunday if necessary. I think maybe they could pull him if everything is decided. But so you'll have it's Gasser here, Ramon, by the way, not Gaster. It almost seems like something you don't want to say on Tony's channel here. Okay, Gasser here at minus 150. Abbott's been terrific, great season again. Poor Abbott, man. The Reds gave it all they could. And could they hang on here and get this playoff spot from the Mets? It certainly feels like they have the momentum. They've won 2 in a row here right now, and Abbott's been very, very sharp. So I gotta grab the Reds here in this one right now. Milwaukee, their bats have been cold here, really barely batting 215 over the past week. Reds not only have a great starter in Abbott, but they got a good bullpen right now. The bullpen's looking pretty good. I'm going to take Cincinnati here on the run line tonight against the Brewers. Give me the Reds here on Night Moves. All right, Diamondbacks and Padres. Arizona needs a win. The Padres are trying to still squeak in there and host these games against the Cubs. But they got Michael King here going. He's hasn't really looked that great. Padres actually needed King maybe to step up and do something here late in the season. It really doesn't feel like he's done so. He has a 3.57 ERA, 1.2 whip, 266 batting average against, and a 2.22 BABIP for Rodriguez here, 4.91 ERA. Rodriguez is 18-10 to the over this season. 3.37 BABIP. Tatis home run, grand slam last night for the Padres. Padres come in here right now having won 5 of their last 6, 4 of their last 5 at home. Almost a reasonable price right now. Arizona's, I think they could see the writing on the wall. You can go in here thinking you still have a chance, but you need some things to really work out for them right now. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over when playing here in San Diego, and 13 of the last 20 between the two teams have gone over as well. Arizona's gone over in 5 of their last 7 on the road. I've got the over here with Arizona and San Diego here on Saturday night. All right. And Mr. Wesker says the books are playing games with these rando pitchers out here, and they'll probably have the pitcher look like Randy Johnson. Well, Mizorowski kind of does look like Randy Johnson in a way. He's so tall. Mr. Wesker says Rodriguez has been strong here of late, says Mr. Weskers. Right now, Eduardo, 4.91 ERA, 1.56 whip. And yes, Eduardo has found his way here last 5 starts, ERA under 2. King's been getting shelled here, like I said, last 4 starts, ERA over 7 here right now. So I've got the over. All right, I got a couple more here in baseball. We got the Astros and blue ball. Hey, when you're sitting here all day and all you do is study stats and, well, anyway, let's get the line here if we can for this one. I don't think we've got a line actually in this game just yet. I'm looking to see if any book has it. The Angels will go with Caden Dana as their pitcher in this one. The Astros are the team, obviously, to look at here right now. They're 1 game back of the Tigers and the Guardians for that wild card. So unless the Guardians and the Tigers can both keep winning, the Astros are looking to capitalize on one of those teams or both of those teams losing. They're chasing them as a wild card team. So that makes a little bit intriguing there, because those two are battling it out for the division title. Yet the loser could still get the wild card, or Houston could get up there and get the wild card. So we still got some stuff to determine here in this one, and I think you're going to get a pretty big favorite. In fact, I think I have it at nope, I can't find a solid line here right now in this one, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the Astros here. They might be. You figure, look, they were in Friday night's game. The Astros were about $1.25 or so, and they lost. Hendricks doesn't lose very often. I know that, but I think Houston might be able to get this one. Man, it feels like it's going to go down to the wire. Let's see. We got some comments here. AOD. Hello to AOD in the chat. And Kurt, he likes he likes Dana for the Angels, and he says take them here in this one. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with the over in this one. I know it was 4-3 last night, but give me the over as my play. Let Kurt say he likes the Angels here a little bit. So I'll wait and see what the line is. And the total last night in the game was 9 under 15. I'm sure we'll be looking at the same total. Went under last night. I'll take the over, though, in this one. All right, I think the Mariners are alive here a little bit also. Let me take a look here real quick. Mariners, I think they still could move up here right now. No, they're locked in. They're locked into the number 2 here right now. And, of course, the Dodgers here that are positioned at number 3. They might be heading with a collision course with the Reds. We'll see how it goes right now. But with the Dodgers here, got the division. Here they're kind of stuck in their spot. So maybe Seattle with a little bit of motivation here. No, they're stuck too. So I don't know if we even need to go into this one with the Mariners and the Dodgers here. I believe these two teams have actually have already sealed their spots here. I'm gonna just take a real close look here right now, and Mariners have already clinched this berth and the West title. Their fate is sealed. Dodgers have clinched the West and their spot as well. So let's see. Mariners are division champs, so yep, I think they're all sealed up there in that matchup between the Dodgers here and the Mariners. It might also be the reason why we really haven't seen. Let me see here. We've seen the line come out. The Mariners are $1.20 here in this one over the Dodgers, and the total is 7.5 here. All right, with Glass now taking on Gilbert here in this one for Glass now. 3.3 ERA, 174 whip for Gilbert here. 343 record, 102 whip. I imagine you want to get even Glass now out of there a little bit. And we know how bad this Dodger bullpen has been here this season. I know yesterday's game was just 3-2, a little bit of a lucky one there to go under here. So Mr. Wesker says Dodgers, Padres, who's going to get home field? Will it be the Dodgers? Will it be the Padres? We know the Padres are playing the Cubs no matter what. They're trying to get the home field advantage from the Cubs for that playoff series there. And Padres are 3 games back of the Dodgers with 2 games to play, so they can't pass them or anything like that. Juggin Plays, nice to see you. He says, if you had to bet your house on one pick, what would it be? Well, I'll tell you what it would be. Let me see if I can get this one for you. Got to bet my house on one pick tomorrow here, betting my house. Let's see, I sold my house. I would say I would be willing to go now. That you might have a hard time getting this line, but I would go with Missouri on the money line. They're 45-point favorites against UMass. And if I had to wait, say, okay, in my last the house, I sold it for $400,000. It might be hard to get that much money on a money line. You might have to spray it all over, but I would probably do that. I'd go Missouri on the money line. They're probably about minus, 50,000. So you might be doing like 50,000, like 50,000. 50,000, 400,000 maybe to win, 13,000? Is that right? Maybe my math isn't so good. Seattle will lose in the division series, says Kurt. Minnesota says Gophers minus 200. Oh, my gosh. See, I would be scared to bet my house, so I'm just going to pick some money line here and make sure I at least get a little scrape a little money up there, and then maybe I'll look for another game to bet my house on, another big money line. I know that's not what Juggin Plays was looking for, but I thought I'd have a little fun with it. All right, I think that's it for the baseball there. Let me take the over in this one. If the Dodgers get in the bullpen at all here, if the game has no significance here, right? I mean, come on. I'm looking at it here, right? The Dodgers are stuck in third place. They're not going anywhere. And the Mariners, there are 2 games back of Toronto and Seattle. Okay. Okay, that's it for the major leagues here, and we'll keep going here right now. I got a few more sports to look at. We went 2-0 in the CFL yesterday. I guess I better cover the CFL here tonight and try to give another couple of winners here. We went 2-0 with those games yesterday with Toronto plus the points, with and we laid the points also there as well in the other game on Friday night with Montreal. So let's see what we got in store here for you on Saturday with the Tiger Cats taking on the Blue Bombers here in this one. You know, Hamilton, they've been looking pretty good here on the road of late. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams here in Winnipeg have gone under. Winnipeg's beaten Hamilton in 5 straight games at home, but 8 of the last 9 meetings under. I got to go under here in this one with the Ticats and the Blue Bombers. Give me the under here in this one. There hasn't been a lot of unders yet. And, you know, I know we might have talked about the story here a little bit over the last couple of days. I think we mentioned it here on Night Moves, but the CFL are going to revamp their rules a little bit. They're going to make the field shorter, the end zone shorter. They're going to take away the 1 point rouge for missed kicks that aren't returned. But there's already a lot of scoring in the CFL, and now there's going to be even more scoring. 3-down football kind of limits all that, but did think it was interesting there. I'm going to go out. I'm going to take the under out of spite here in this one with the Tiger Cats and the Blue Bombers. All right. And there you go. Kurt Adams is saying, what do you think about the rule change, right? As long as we're not messing with the third down, I guess I'm okay with it. Look, all these games with the changing things, it seems to work out in the end. I've always been kind of one that didn't like the changes, but you know what? I'm ready for ABS, I'll tell you that. And maybe they'll get it right here in the CFL. But I just thought, the one thing about the 1 point rouge, and, even I get caught. I'm not saying I miss it sometimes, but sometimes you forget you're watching a Canadian game, and then they get a point, and you almost forget about it sometimes. There's still going to be a single in the CFL. It's not going anywhere. Just be harder to score one, I believe. All right, Saskatchewan and Edmonton here. Saskatchewan's covered 5 straight times here in Edmonton. Edmonton's been going under big time here of late. They've gone under in 9 of their last 10, but Edmonton's been hot too. They've gone 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. So seems like a pretty tough one here. And the line here at the Rough Riders at -3.5, total 54.5. I've got another under here. I'm going with 2 unders here in the CFL. I might be eating my words tomorrow on Night Moves, but give me the under here with the Rough Riders and the Elks. All right. I think that's it for Night Moves. I really want to appreciate you waiting for me here. I was watching a little high school football tonight and talking to some coaches. So hopefully you don't mind. Maybe get ready for that for the next few weeks here as I wrap up my local coverage and then hustle on over here to get it done with you guys on Night Moves. Be back tomorrow at hopefully we'll start a little earlier tomorrow and talk NFL football here on Night Moves. Get ready for an exciting NFL card on Sunday. There's also some UFC action tomorrow as well from Perth, Australia. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific time. So check it out over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'll have a package in the UFC fights tomorrow night from Australia. So check that one out. Check those out as well. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine tomorrow in the MMA, and I might even have some CFL action tomorrow. I'm going to have a couple of major league plays, but mostly college football. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, use that promo code Tony T at checkout to save 15%. You can go over to our handicapper profile page and see the handicappers. And hey, how about Sean Higgs yesterday with a 3-0 day for Higgsy? Let's see how he got it done yesterday with his winners. He's got a huge card lined up here. He goes heavy volume here, and look at his streak. He had the Rangers on the run line. He had East Carolina as a winner last night. He had UVA. He had the over in UVA, and he had ASU on the money lines. Great job, Sean. Terrific night there, 3-0. There I was covering, I guess, a couple of games from the nights before, but really great job as always by Sean Higgs. All right, that's going to do it here for Night Moves. And for Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.